Let's get started. So we have, those are late, and I'm sure a few of them will trickle in here because everyone's late. Anything from last time that we needed to go over? We're gonna approve the minutes. There was no issues from last time?
Do this.
Well, okay. So let's jump into the committees since we might be a faster day today with not everyone here to go over their committees.
Right.
Alright, so let's get into the committees. You wanna start with Gloria?
Okay, yes, what we have is right now.
You're which one?
We're working right now on the Applebee's, Flapjacks,
No?
breakfast fundraiser for the next Sunday. And as far as I know, we already sold 120 tickets. And that's going to
120?
120.
Nice.
Yeah, that fund going to for our next workshop for Quantum Leap on January. We still don't have a date for it.
That's $600 right there, right? If we get
Yes,
half of that, that's
yes,
good.
half of that is for us, for KW Cares. And as you can see in the second page, our financing are increasing little by little. Even we are helping, supporting different organizations. We send flowers to the agents that are sick or somebody passed away in the family. In last month we get from closings $400, and from the action on the casino 1900, which I feel really good
Yeah,
because
that was great.
it was a last minute addition to the casino night. So we are grateful for the social committee to help us to partner up with them and be able to make that action. So we give money to Christine, who asked to support the Armenian women, and we spent $925 on materials for Quantum Leap on the past workshop that we had, and we spent $83 on flowers. So, however, our present balance is $24,000, which is
a lot.
higher
Yeah.
than when we started. So you can see the financial. And after the pancakes, we're gonna start with the food drive for Thanksgiving. So we already started, I believe this month, we already have the bags, flyers going up, coaching groups are supporting us, and ISA are supporting us too.
Awesome.
So our goal is to provide 200 bags of food for Thanksgiving for the families. Yes,
Awesome.
Hot boxes of food,
200
200.
for 200 families, yeah. Yeah, that's our goal.
What's gonna be in those boxes? Did you determine that yet?
Yes, we already put on the flyer the items that we are looking to collect: green beans, everything that you need for Thanksgiving that is not perishable, like mashed potatoes, jams, cranberries, stuffing, cornbread.
What about the birds? Is anybody providing
No,
turkeys?
no,
No, just all the non-perishables.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else on that? Alright,
So anyone has a question?
we'll go to financial then.
Okay, so we go to the Market Center key financial metrics.
You wanna just go over your meeting before we go over the financials?
Oh, well, our
We'll
meeting is
we'll
just going over this.
Okay, well, we'll skip it, we'll skip you then, we'll come
Okay,
back.
good.
Cause you have a little time to go over the market center financials, so let's just stick to the committees and then
Okay.
we'll come back.
Sounds good.
Alright, social?
Were you at the meeting?
I was not, neither one of us were there.
Neither one of us were at the last meeting.
It's
The
watched
last
our
meeting-
Halloween thing.
Right, the last meeting was to discuss the Halloween thing coming up and to discuss the Christmas party. Everything's on track with both of those. The Halloween thing is, it's gonna be kind of a light thing. It's gonna be at lunch and it's going to be potluck. So we're gonna encourage people to come here and to come dressed in costume that day and to decorate their offices. And we're gonna have a potluck. It's gonna be fun at lunchtime.
Okay.
Yeah, we were gonna do like decorating have a costume contest and
I think
decorating
there is
the
a costume
offices.
contest. They have
There
three
is a
prizes.
costume contest,
Okay.
but not the decorating.
The offices.
We're encouraging people to decorate their office, but we're not gonna judge it. I don't
So
think
last year we
judge
did a
it.
decorating the office contest and, nobody did it.
That's what they said.
Yeah, we did.
So, a couple people did it.
Yeah,
How about we
two,
went all
two
out?
in here.
Two, yeah, two people did it. So,
Oh.
two people participated and it was, we didn't have a lot of participation, so this year they decided not to do that again, just because to find prizes for that on top of, the costume things. They just said, we'll just encourage to do it and have fun with it, but then you'll just go for the costumes.
A little less pressure.
Do we have a sign-in sheet for the
Potluck,
potluck?
it's up front.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone signed up, you guys may have to
Maybe we
go
we're gonna
around
have
and
to push
ask
it
if,
some more.
if anyone's, participating or not, to make that happen or not.
Yeah. Will do.
Just to see if that's gonna be a thing. Okay, so Christmas party, we're getting close to the time, do we have a budget or anything for the ALC to go over?
Yes, it's in the minutes from our last ALC meeting. It is $30,000.
So is that,
Because we're expecting, this facility can hold a lot more people. It can hold over 300 people. So we're expecting to have more agents. We don't have to limit it this year. We can have just about everybody show up.
so let's circle back to that after we go over the financials, so the 30,000. Cause we have to look at what's budgeted in there, and we'll talk about that as well, but let's just circle, I think we talked about this last time, right? And we still need a formal, what it is, cause
Formal
30,000 is
written
very, yeah, 30,000 is very broad. We need something we can approve, because we may have to pull from a different area, we might not have 30,000 in the special event fund.
We do.
So that's,
We have
and we'll go over that, there's still a few months there, but we could also look at, what that actual numbers are, because in the committee, I was there, and as we deep dive, nobody could get to 30,000. So I was like, why is it 30, why is it 30? We couldn't get a real solid answer why it was 30, we got more like 23, 24, as the math was being done, so let's just get a number, and that way we can know where we're at, and we can approve it as a committee or as ALC to make
Yeah,
sure that we
Leslie
have that
Goen
budget.
is heading that up.
Okay. But we're getting, it's October, so it's,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll have, next month's the last month before we'll be able to, so let's make sure we have that for next month.
Oh. One quick
It's
question.
December 7th, right?
Saturday, December 7th.
One
perfect
quick
date.
question, sorry, to interrupt you.
That's my wedding anniversary.
Why are we getting the 30,000 budget for 300 attendees?
I don't, well, we won't have, I have a hard time believing we'll get 300 to show. Maybe we will, I don't know, it's on a Saturday, but
No, because normally even the place is bigger and it's expensive, I know that, with food and the venue, it's close to 10,000, the cost of the place.
The cost of what place?
The Helen
The
Center,
Hellenic Center?
yes, because,
Not including a meal?
yes, normally they charge you for 24 per person.
it's not, it's
It's-
closer
it's
to
a
like
lot more
40,
than that.
it's like 49 a person.
Yeah, it's around $49 per person, plus a band, plus a photo booth,
We just need a
plus
breakdown
video.
of
It's a
of
lot.
everything. Okay. So that
That'd
way
be
we
a good
know.
meal. We'll have some lobster on that plate.
Almost like $49.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
It's-
part of it is
It's
the
double like
rental of
20 years ago.
the center, and then part of it is the food and the service and everything that goes with
Yeah, and
it.
it's gonna be nice, and we want it to be nice.
It'll be much nicer than it's been.
Because for the Nara event, that's what we paid 24,000.
That's a lunch.
It was, no, it was a night, it was Friday night for the installation, 2 years ago, but I'm.
Was it a buffet style, or was it something maybe cheaper food style? I don't know. But it's $49 a plate for what, and that was down from $54 a plate. For everything. For the service cleanup and everything. Okay, so we'll jump into, tech,
Nothing to report.
nothing?
I mean, we're probably gonna try to do another class before the end of the year, but, pretty much the same thing, we're just getting everybody trained on our tech and hoping that they,
I think we should do another one like that. I've gotten nothing but great feedback on that, and how
Yeah.
we should do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could leverage us more with that marketing this time.
yeah, I mean, it should be a lot easier to get it done this time, because it's been done before. So we'll get together and,
The end of the year is very packed. I mean, it might be one of those things we shoot for the beginning of next year,
Yeah,
especially
that's what I was
if you're
thinking
staying
too.
on. just we have, with all the holiday stuff, I mean,
It's got
there's a
fun
lot
vibe.
of training and different things we're doing as well.
Right.
But yeah, we could.
I feel the same way, I feel like it's almost like a little late now, and we should just kind of plan for the beginning of next year.
Yeah, cause we're October very quickly. We have, a few things next month already that are pretty large, that just getting a draw crown to. We have our business planning clinic offsite, that's going to cost agents $25, unless they bring an outside agent, and it will cover their fee. And that's, we need to fill that room. We've purchased the, what is that, hotel, the Residence Inn or whatever that is, right here by the mall, or by the movie theater. And Rob Talbot's gonna be teaching that class. We have the space, it's gonna be an all-day thing. So,
What's the date on that?
Look in a second.
22nd of
It
November.
gives KW a few more months to figure it out.
Was that the
So
business
then,
planning?
that's a business planning clinic. We also have a probate specialist coming out to be probate certified, coming to the Market Center on the 7th of November at 9 o'clock. And they're gonna do a 2-hour workshop already in November. So we already have 2 kind of big classes in November. December is the holidays, so it might be a January thing, just to think about.
So November 22nd, that's for the people that are going to the ALC thing, that will be at ALC.
Oh, maybe I'm mixing those
Yeah,
dates.
maybe.
I'm mixing the dates. It's like 18th then.
Oh,
It's not the same time. I'm mixing the ALC clinic date with that.
With it.
Okay, so for security, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
It will be the 18th, cause I do sometimes have a hard time getting some information. So the budget planning thing offsite is on the 18th?
Yes, on the 18th, yes.
I don't know.
The
It's
18th?
17th, it's a Thursday?
No, 18th
18th
is Monday.
is a Monday.
It's a Monday.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
the business
then that's
planning
the day.
clinic?
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
business planning clinic.
On the 18th.
It's an all day for your next year business planning.
Yeah.
It's great
No, I've
class.
done it in the
Yeah.
past, but.
We need to fill that room up, and that's a great opportunity for us to invite outside agents.
Besides the
It's not a
rest-
KW thing, it's where, hey, you would like to come to business planning clinic, we'll cover the cost for you. It is $25 an agent, but if you bring an outside agent, we'll cover the cost for you and that outside agent,
You mean an outside agent outside of California?
outside of Keller Williams. Yeah, if we could bring someone else, it's a great, easy invite. Hey, next year, have you planned your budget, your business for next year? No, it's a great business planning clinic, would you like to go? It's not a KW. It is a KW thing, but it's not a KW thing. Okay.
Sorry.
And then we have, safety committee, Rose, not sure where she's at. So, we've had the different quotes and everything come in. Sam and Amy had spoken, and we've decided to go with, Stanley. So what's basically is gonna happen is we're gonna have access, to everyone. We could give access, and you could get into the doors through your phone. It's all automatic, so we could have the doors open at 8:30 automatically, lock at 5:30. We could keep them open for the real estate school. There's going to be access for every agent through their phone, so they don't need a key anymore. They can walk up and scan their phone. It'll open the door for them on off-time hours. It's very secure. We could get rid of as soon as people leave. We could take them out of the system. As people come in, we add them to the system. We could keep our doors, so the installation was significantly cheaper than every quote that we've had. We're doing it here, and our 3 doors all the way on track, and Mortgage Express as well.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be very nice. Tech with the Future there, we've signed the contract, they're gonna come out and do it. We finally had a resolution, thanks Rachel
How
for,
much was that?
so it's actually it's not coming from the Market Center financials. So that was decided through, basically Sam and Amy. They decided that as the building upgrades are doing that, it's not gonna be directly hit from our monthly fee. It ended up being, for all 3 doors, it's about $7,500 a door. And a little bit less for the on-track because their door is better.
Which is really good.
Where our first quote for 1 door was $10,000.
Yeah,
I have a question.
and less features.
Can you set it up so that people who have this app are possibly limited to a certain time?
Yep.
In other words, so everybody who joins Toastmasters can have
Yep.
the app.
Yep.
And it would work from like
Yep.
6 PM. That'd
We could
be
do
so cool.
Complete control, so people could get in when they want, or we could just leave it open during Toastmaster hours if we wanted to, so it's automatically open.
Right, unlock.
It unlocks at that time, and then it's automatic, and it's all taken care of.
But if you guys are back here, you wouldn't really want the front door open.
No, I'm just saying you could.
Well, it's a problem.
So for like the real estate school, it's a problem. Like, how do we get them, we have to walk them out, open the door's banging, we can just have it open for that first 30 extra minutes, and then it can lock automatically. So it's a very nice feature. That's gonna happen. So that took all year, but
That's cool.
we finally got a quote that made sense.
And when is that?
Sounds like
When is it happening?
Yeah.
So we signed the contract, when did I do that? Monday? Tuesday? Last week? They have to go through their channels, and then they're gonna send out their technicians, and we'll give everyone a heads up, the doors may be a pain for that day, as they do it. They'll go through and change those out, and it'll be done, and then we'll have to go through, we're probably gonna have to figure out a rollout for the phones and how that's gonna work, but we're still gonna have a key, if all else fails, that could get us in, we'll just have to change that key.
Or we're not doing that for like Acton and Eastside, right?
Eventually, so we'll look at it to see, when that makes sense. I mean, Acton has their own key, it's not the same key that's been there forever, so that's not as, as our 15 years we've been here. The east side though is the same key, and so that will be something we'll look at here in the near.
Is there going to be a key, like a fail-safe, like?
Yeah,
like
it'll be
physical?
like I will have one, Adam will have one.
Oh, okay, okay.
If something goes down, if it breaks, for some reason, somehow.
Well,
Is it
I'm
run
sure
off
it's
the
through like
internet?
Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah.
It's Bluetooth, think of like your Sentry box, it's the same.
Oh, okay, well,
you know.
that's better than Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's not Wi-Fi, so they connect directly to each other, so like a
It'll
Bluetooth.
probably have like a battery backup or something.
Yeah, it's got a battery backup and there's power directly to it. And that was the other quote we had, it was only a battery.
Powers.
Yeah, so that was kind of nervous, like that's gonna go out a lot in my head. But this is actually, they're gonna run electricity to it. There's gonna be a little keypad to the right, you walk up, scan your phone, boop, it'll open up for you.
That's cool, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. They're by far like the nicest service, but they're the only company, they're the most expensive, but they were cheaper because they're the only company that said they could use our door. Every other company we got said they had to completely redo the door, and that was like $8,000. And then it was like $2,000 for the keypad intro. So this is like $7,000 for. It'd be nice. And actually, it was quite a bit. Our original quote was quite a bit higher, but we got like the homie discount from Rachel knows the director of the area or whatever. She got us hooked up. Nice discount there. Okay, and then we have our career development committee, which aren't here. I was at that meeting as well. So they had their ho-ho holiday stop-ins, so that was their main.
That was great, I
That was
was studying
good.
that.
Yeah, it was great.
Really-
I
yeah,
agree.
a lot
More
of
people
information.
should have
I was
attended.
frustrated
I
at
thought it
the
was
lack
really
of participation in that, because that's the best, easiest way to go
Should've been
talk to
announced
people.
more.
That's what it is.
Hey, if you guys got me
We
here,
pushed
it
that
was
our
announced.
class so many times because we didn't get enough advertising out. It's
Yeah,
all
you need to
about how
announce it,
much and
bill it,
how
and
often
things.
you get the word out.
So we need to focus on that in here's group, because the text messages and emails aren't working. Like we
Well,
need.
they're working for me, I mean, you got me here in that.
Here's the thing, is we could text and email 3 or 4 times, but we gotta figure out a way when we get more participation in this,
And-
because we're missing out on a lot of great classes our agents could benefit from.
Our RSVP list, I think, helped because then they're like, they sign, you know how many people are gonna show up.
Yeah.
And then, because that's why I was like, no one's showing up, let's push it back. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do this class with no one there.
Right.
And then also, we called them, the whole tech committee
It was
had
a
like
group,
so
yeah.
many names to call, and we called them and said, hey.
A lot of
we need
effort
to-
though, right? I
It
mean,
was a
that's why you
lot
don't
of
wanna do
freaking
another one.
effort.
You don't wanna do another one, but, so realistically, we have something once a month at least. And that kind of ties into the next thing I wanted to talk about is training as ALC. I was told that, show me your training calendar, I'll show you who we're recruiting. And we recruit a lot of new agents. Our training calendar is a lot of new agents, and we need to bring value to you guys. We need to bring value to people who can go to the next level, and different aspects of that. And so, I've asked agents, what is something you would go to, and like, oh, maybe this, but here's the idea. If Gary Keller was coming in here to give a speech, y'all would be in here. It would be packed. So we have to figure out a way to be trainings, at least one a month, where we're excited about coming to the market center that brings value that we'd actually show up for. And us as the ALC, we need to bring that to our agents, which will help them grow in their business, whatever that is. And that's a part of the career development, and they've done a lot of great things, but we still aren't getting the participation, and it's one or twosie here or there. So I'd love to do that one a month. We have something that you would go to. and whatever that is. And so next month, we have the probate, and I feel like that's awesome. A lot of people don't know how probates work, or they maybe want to be certified as a probate specialist. This is showing you the opportunity of how to do that. And I know a lot of the probate lawyers and a lot of the agents have been in cahoots out here for a while, but let's be honest, they've been doing it for a long time. They might not be doing it that much longer. There's an opportunity there, is what I'm saying. I think that brings value. But we need to be thinking of what can we do at least one a month. That makes sense. That you would go to. You're all top agents, right? What would you go to? What do you want to learn?
Is that feasible? Is that something that we could really do as once a month?
That's 12 trainings a year.
It is, getting someone significant in here might be a lot of work for whoever's bringing those classes.
So far, I've been in charge of doing everything, and it's not that hard to ask at getting people to do it. We have a biblically responsible wealth building that are coming in. They're more than welcome. This probate, it's like an email, and they're willing to do it because we have the amount of agents in this office. But I need ideas. I need to think of things. I need more stuff that you guys would be excited to show up to. Because when we do a lot of this stuff, you guys don't even show up. I mean, so that's obviously not that much value. Because like I said, if I had Gary Keller here, you would be here.
And how many people, when you say you guys, how many people do you think that is?
How many people are on the ALC?
No, in
what I'm
general,
saying-
for a class, I'd like to see 30 to 40 people.
Well, when you say you guys, are you saying ALC or are you saying like?
I'm saying top agents, top 20%.
How many
show
people
up.
is that? What would
Who's
you
in our
guess?
top 20%?
Yeah,
Is
how
it
many
like
is that?
Well, we have 360 agents, that'd be 80. So if we could get 40 of those, that would be a great class, even though.
So what
those
if,
new
what
agents
if you
show up.
what if we narrowed that down and had someone call personally and invite them, just those people, because obviously seeing those people in the classroom is gonna cost you
Yeah.
to come.
And maybe that's a great idea. Maybe who's our target audience for this class, and that's who we advertise it to.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we do mass, everyone gets a text for everything. I got 2 texts yesterday for,
Well, that might be some of it's a little redundant, cause sometimes I see your text and I just,
yeah,
So if you saved it for better things, be like, oh, it's something important.
that's true, but then some people are like, I didn't know about this
Yeah.
class. I didn't know about that. I'd rather get, November 7th at 9 a.m., the workshop of how to become a certified probate real estate specialist at no cost to you. 6,000 plus agents have attended these programs. Seating is limited.
So-
Please sign up now.
So the top 20% are gonna be like us, and we're gonna go, because why? We get 1,000 freaking texts a day, a minimum, or at least I do.
Right.
And so if it's not like super, super important, I'm skipping over it because I don't have enough brain power to handle all the texts I get.
So then how do we?
So a phone call would be totally different from somebody significant or at some type of significance.
So if Sam calls you, you answer.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Done.
Is there a way to set up to make it automated so that there's a certain frequency and then as it gets closer, you get more contacts per day? Either an email or in text or a
I
recorded
mean, I'm
message.
sure you could set up an 8x8 or something like that to do it.
There's
It's a lot
gotta
of
be-
work.
I mean, I get a billion robocalls a week.
And I don't want to robocall people. I don't want to annoy people either. I just want people to know that we offer the value of training.
I think having the text messages go out often is good because the people that don't get a lot of text are really gonna read them. And having it repeat is good.
Yeah.
Just if you wanna get the main people in, or not the main people, but the high producers.
I think if we had great, like business planning clinic, it's a great class. I have no problem calling the top 20% to make sure they're going to be there and inviting people. It's a win for me because who's an agent I could invite to come to this? It's a recruiting thing. I love doing that idea. It's great as long as there's one a month. If there's 5 a month, I can't do that. 1 a month is doable. That's the one for next month. We also recruit from Drew he does that for his classes. It's a recruiting thing / bring value to the agents, win-win, right?
Yeah.
So if we have high value stuff, but I just need ideas of things that you guys would also be excited about, and I'm okay with making those calls because it's retention, it's also getting leads. I'm okay with it. Like it doesn't bother me doing that. Adam and me can handle that for that top 20%. Saying that, we need something to next year to think about. I'm not saying we need it right now, today, but I would like for next year as one of our platforms is each of us, what's one class that you'd like to go to, think about it, something you want to learn about, whatever that is, a probate, for example, a short sale specialist, whatever, or just building the business from that first hire or whatever. And then let's bring that to the market center what the ALC likes to see, and then we'll do our best to invite the top 20 to that, and let's fill that up to bring value to the top 20%. I think we bring a lot of value to the new agents. I think we struggle with the value for our experienced agents, and that's why the training, like, I don't need that, I already know that.
I noticed that panels usually would get a lot of people.
Panels?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're easy, because it's like,
Perfect.
just come and ask questions,
Yeah.
Q&A.
Yeah, and that's top performer panels, that's easy. We had
Yeah, super easy.
Harma and Jared come
Jared,
out,
yeah, Kobe.
back the room.
Exactly, I think those really bring people in.
Okay.
And it could even, like, and the cool part about it is
And we
that
could do
could
that
even be-
every other month, that'd be great. That's easy,
6 of them.
that's what I'm saying, that's 6, or even
Yeah.
one a quarter.
And I think we've had this conversation before, not us, but the ALC, of bringing this, like, a panel once every other month or something.
Yeah, or even quarterly, if we we're gonna find these random agents or whatever to come out and speak, that's doable. And then one great training, we're already there, like, for the year. So we don't need to discuss it all right now, I just want it on top of the mind for next year as we move forward. I want January to have something in stone where we could bring outside agents to, all the top agents will get something from it to help grow their business. We're a training company, but yet we focus on so much of Ignite. Well, what's the next one? What's the higher level that you go to that's 3 weeks long or 4 weeks long, like, Move that we've brought, but it's all new agents. Move's fantastic, but it's mainly, look at that board, those almost all new agents that have gone to Move. So what can we do to get those top 20% to those classes? So keep that on top of your mind, but I like where you're at, we'll call into that, we'll go from there. Okay, let's jump into the vital signs so we're not taking too much of the day on this.
The Market Center.
Market Center vital
Financial
signs.
metrics. So what we look at is right year over year. So in September we did 1.478, and then last September we did 1.471, which is good. And then the company dollar, we'll go over I have my notes on this. Company dollar was 170, and then this year, or this month, September, for this year, last year in September was 189. But what were we looking at? We had, okay, so with this, we had lower expenses this year, which meant we still made more money somewhere. Sorry, that's coming up, sorry.
That's right, so
And
you said that.
normally does this.
And you said that the company dollar of 189,659, and we were down this year to 170, even though our gross commission was a little bit higher,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And that's just from the way our cappers rolled over, or
Oh,
people
yes,
capped
those were
sooner.
the cappers, yeah.
But it actually wasn't, what you're saying is actually not like much of a loss, because our expenses, even though our company dollar was less, our expenses were down nearly 30,000.
Mhm.
So the company overall made more in
So our
profit
approved,
this year.
yeah,
There's money for the Christmas party.
our approved expenses at 126, that's more money for the profit share participants.
Yeah, so you.
Yeah.
It's your profit.
So you'll notice that our expenses at the 126 as compared to the 97 is a huge significant
Yeah.
decrease in expenses.
Which has actually been a year.
There's a
over
huge
thing.
decrease, yeah.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
compare years, it's actually been a pretty good year with expenses.
Good job, financial committee, going through all those expenses and seeing what we could get rid of. Nah.
Took over.
Yeah.
Did all that.
Okay, sorry, keep on going.
Let's see what else. Profit share, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have 34,648,
Nice,
and then last year was 29,427,
nice.
and then owner profit 38,000.
So I think the big takeaway from here is we're looking at our actual gross commission is been down, especially year over year. Yet our owner profit and profit share, which we care about, is up. And that's, I think, directly translate to your businesses is we went through our expenses and we cleaned house. We got rid of, for example, we had KW Video. How many of you guys use KW Video? We were paying like $500 a month for the Market Center. Nobody was using it. We got rid of it. I have not one person even say where it happened to KW Video. Nobody even knew we had it. But we had On Track or On Task Recruiter. We had Recruiting Bridge. We had all these things, thousands of dollars a month that nobody was using, and so we've just been, now we've added a couple other, you know, we've gone through some stuff, but those are just some of the examples, is in your real estate business as well, line item, each thing, are we even using this? Am I spending $60 a month on this? Is this worth it? It's the same thing, cause it adds up. There was a lot of things we were spending 60, 70 bucks a month with, that we weren't using, got rid of it, and then drive the profit up in other ways, if that makes sense.
Like they put on the mall.
Yep, the mall, the kiosk,
The kiosk.
Kiosk.
$1,800 a month for 3 agents that used it. That was a big wasted expense. Jethawks, we had the Jethawk Skybox that was crazy expensive, that we didn't, I mean, I used it last year for a party, but,
I mean, the idea was, yeah, we were supposed to rent it out.
yeah,
They
but
never
no,
called me, I've been down a month and I never got a call.
I don't know.
Yeah, to rent it out.
I rented it out, and it was $500. It would work for me, it was a good event, it was fine, but we were spending, the amount we were spending on it, we could get half that back, quarter of that back for, I don't know. So there was a lot of stuff like that we went through that we just got rid of. The same thing in our real estate businesses we should be doing, to make sure we're not wasting money on areas where we can really capitalize on. Sure there is, whatever return on some of those things we're doing.
And we had, so the
Okay.
next page, we had 41 recruiting appointments. And then she put /20, I don't remember why.
Cause that's,
20
market
was
share.
more.
Market share is, we try to get 20 market share, and then at least 20 new agents.
Okay, and then we had 15 out and 10 in, and then we closed 199 units.
So out of those 15 out, 2 of those were by choice. We did lose a capper, but that was a decision made by cultural. We didn't feel they were in culture, so we decided to move away from those 2. The rest of them were just new agents. We know that time of year when fees are due again, where we lose a decent amount, but 15's a lot. We don't ever lose that many.
Where
But-
did they go? How many of these people?
They're out of real estate. So
Oh,
two
they're not in
of
real estate.
them are, they've moved on, that was a decision we made, because they just weren't a culture fit. The rest were just moving out of real estate completely. One did decide to go to EXP. She was not a capper, but she had some production, been with us forever, but she just doesn't wanna pay any fees. Doesn't pay $40 a month, cause she rarely does.
Is she somebody who used the booth in the mall?
Well, that was another person that we've moved on from. But this other agent, Carol, what's her last name?
Carol.
Not Carol,
Laura.
Laura
Laura
Rothberg, yeah, she went to EXP.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
So did the other ones.
the other ones, we led them to there.
Yeah.
Those are good for you.
Is that August or was that last month?
That was last month.
It was last month?
Mhm. So there's a few, we lost those 2 that were producers. So we're working to replace them. And we did bring in a half capper as well to kind of replace the half capper that lost, but we are out a capper. And it's in the Acton office, and the Acton office is now down to just a few agents. So that is something, if we know of agents that are looking to, that live in Acton area, that are in some of these boutiques that may benefit from being with Keller Williams, we love any referral, because we need to grow that market center, because it is right now with 1 capper. That's it.
Could I say great job in bringing in 10 people? That's
Yeah.
That's good, right?
That's good, that's our goal, yeah. 10 is goal, and that's where we're at. We're at 5 so far for this month, so if you guys know anyone else, we could use some love. We have a potential pretty big producer coming in. Daniel Sanchez went to EXP.
He did?
Yeah. Which is annoying, but anyways, so recruiting wise, we're still moving along, we're still doing well, but we always need your referrals to help us along that process. East Palmdale has some great stuff going on out there that we're doing, but any which way, that helps grows our financials on that aspect, so.
Right now, how many agents do we have on this one?
About 32.
East side is popping, man.
It's fun,
Yeah,
I like
he's
going
got
out
a
there.
lot of
If you want to update on Toastmasters, that club is killing it. They now have 20 people committed to joining so that they can charter
Wow,
already.
that's good,
That's faster than we chartered here.
yeah. That's fantastic, they have a good lab going on up there. Alright, we can keep going, sorry, I keep jumping in.
No, that's great. The next sheet is the balance sheet, it shows the current assets, so that's all the bank accounts. So again, for special events, we have the 2,461, that's why it's important we get that number,
So-
so we could.
gonna jump on that real quick with the $30,000 that's owed. So we have 15,000 in special events. We've been on E&O. How that works is our extra E&O that comes in. Our E&O is about 50,000 for the year, and so we need to get our E&O reserve up to 50,000. We're at 20,000. The extra money that comes in, we also put towards special events. It's about $5,000 a month on our current pace. So by the time December hits, we should have about 25,000 in that fund. That's why I'm saying we need to know what it is, because we need it under 25,000.
Our special events is like social committee.
Events.
Oh,
Yep. So that's where we're at with that.
Gotcha.
Okay, anyways, keep going.
So my question is, was that what was budgeted? This isn't budget, this is how much.
No, that's,
No, this
that's
is-
what
Never mind,
our
go
bank
ahead.
accounts have. So total current assets, 403,287, fixed assets, 2,385. What else? What else did we point out? Okay, so anyways, we have a total of 471,571, but our liabilities and equity are 206,392. Is there anything to point out there? No, same thing.
Nothing exciting.
Yeah, long-term liabilities.
I think that's pretty awesome that we have 23,000 into our KW Cares total account.
Yeah,
That's
what
the most I
Mario
think
was
I've
going
ever
over.
seen, so
Yeah,
that's,
great job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great job doing that. And then, we continue to.
One thing I do wanna jump into that we spoke about in, the financial committee is you notice we have office improvements of $6,441. I walked through the office and I'm a little bit embarrassed with our open stations. We have 4 different style chairs with 4 different
Oh, yeah.
style armrests with 4 different rips and tears through the office chairs. We just purchased like 10 office chairs and they disappeared. So what's happening is people walk by, that's a nice new one, they take it, they put it in their office, they take out their crappy one and put it in that spot.
Guilty.
Yeah, it happens. So what we're looking at doing is doing maybe a month. We'll do the 4 over there and we're getting uniformed, red, obvious KW chairs. So it looks uniform and nice. And out of that $6,441, we do 4 a month. We're talking $400 or $500, probably even a little bit less, and we'll go through the office to make it a little more uniform and neat. Yeah, those, we need to throw away half those chairs. They're terrible.
You need to make sure that the chairs that you get is comfortable, because we got one nice ones on the east side, but
They're not comfortable.
it's not comfortable to stay working
Yeah, for
half
long
of the
hours.
day, for long hours, yeah.
And they might be so uncomfortable they'll have to get up and go door knocking.
Right.
Oh,
But the thing is that the room I have is,
Yeah.
for me, my new generation, that is my database, so.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's some of the plan. I wanted to throw that out there. So we have a little bit of money in that account. So let's make this a little bit nicer.
Alright, we already went over the income on that first page.
What are loans to agents?
Loans to agents.
So like when we pay for Bolt and we paid for Bolt up front and then they're paying it back through closed transactions. Some stuff on there, if there's maybe another family reunion or something, and they're paying it back through different transactions that they do.
But this year we didn't do that.
This year?
This year we didn't, finance Bolt,
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
We paid for everyone's Bolt up, if they capped, we took it off their cap. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah,
But some many agents needed help.
yeah.
They wanted to take Bolt. Everyone was by a per person basis. So if they came to us and they needed like help with a few $100s, we helped them with a few $100s to take the class, and we paid it as it came back.
So on the income statement, for the income listing sold, we did 797,705, and then sales sold 708,795, which is good, cause we try to keep it 50-50. And then we got referrals, 25,739, which is also
Great.
good, cause that means we're asking for referrals.
And then,
Just
just so, also, we've already closed 89 units for the month. We had 202 left to close for this month. Now, we'll have a lot that will roll over as well. that's fantastic. We did
Probably
199 this
21
month,
plus today, so,
21.
yeah.
So we're having a great, the last month was great, but a lot rolled over, and this month's starting out really great, especially like year over year. This is right when EXP hit us last year, when we lost about 4 or 5 cappers. The next few months were pretty light, and we're looking pretty strong, which is great.
And then, cost of sales, $170,819.
So 170 company dollar.
Oh, yeah, company dollar, sorry. Company dollar. What else did we put out? I mean, we already went over it in the
Yeah.
front. So, we're looking good.
All right, any questions or anything on there, anything pop out to us that we need to talk about?
What's our projection for this month?
Well, if everything closes, it'd be in the high 2s, but most likely it'll be lower. If we take a 70% projection, it's like 189, which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of close to what last month was, right? We did like 195.
We did 175, last month 180. If, that's a low projection though, so there's a good chance we break 200 this month.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic, because last October, was like 130 or 140, 130, the year over year, so there's a lot of growth there. And that's where we have different cappers that have come in at that time. So that would be great.
What's a call coordinator?
So that's just a job coded for our upfront staff. So we don't have a director of first impressions, the call coordinators, that title receptionist, I guess.
I think the girls we have up there right now are really great.
Yes,
Yeah, they do good.
They make a really good first impression.
Awesome, that's great to hear. I love good feedback like that. It's nice to hear. So we see our side of it, but we don't see the agent side of it every day, so. And if we have concerns like that, this is, a great opportunity to bring that up if we had issues, so that way we could address something that maybe is missed. So I appreciate that. All right. Any other stuff going on in the meantime? So we're gonna jump into the ALC clinic. So for our ALC clinic this year on the 22nd, we have to come up with a winning. We keep getting second place. I'm not a second
We
place.
should've won
Yeah.
last year. That was
Shoulda,
fun.
coulda, woulda. We got the second
We
place
had the
try.
best one though.
Is it falling apart though?
No,
No, it wasn't, was it?
The
we
cloud,
put it
right?
back, we put it
It
back.
fell for him at the end.
I just remember I had a beard at the end of the time. I miss it.
The thing that we need to have a voice, because we know that the team that won, they cheat, because they supposed to, that they have to scream, and they did it, they never said anything.
Well, they did it at the wrong time or something, like, we were screaming at the wrong time.
So the first 2 years ago, we should have won, but there was some inside trading. This year, we didn't cheer at the right time. You know what I'm hearing? It's excuses. You know what I want? First place.
We should've won the last
Results.
2 years.
We should.
They
Last
were-
year's was
they were
amazing.
Both times.
The year before, we had a freaking giant, like,
Yeah,
mountain.
in
That,
a little house.
yes,
everything.
it was insane. But here's the thing: we still lost. So we got to bring the heat this year. I know
Okay,
Doris
so
has said to
the
help.
bigger groups, so we need more people.
So we can only bring 12 people this year.
Well, how come some of those
There-
tables had,
So we're in a different spot this year, and we're limited size. We can only bring 3 at the day before. We can only bring 3 of our staff, and this one we can only bring 12 total to the second day event.
okay.
So there is going to be, our ALC is going to be a little bit, it's obviously there's some people shifting and moving. We're probably gonna have 12 members. So the new members, they need to go, and so there may be 1 or 2 of us that might not be able to make it, if that makes sense. We were gonna be limited on space.
I'm
So
okay, I'm going.
you have
Who's
to
gonna
go.
decorate?
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you guys know what to
We-
do and how to put it
How to put it together. So there, we will look at who's been at the ALC probably the longest, and we'll have to make that decision. If there's something major going on, we would like everyone to go. That's a part of it, but unfortunately, we've been told we could have 12. And there's gonna be 3 of us already there, so that leaves 9 ALC members that could go. So we're gonna have to look through that, and everyone that's new is gonna be there, but that means there will probably be, a couple of you guys probably won't be able to go, if that's okay.
Yes,
I mean, I know John
It's
really wants to
boring.
go.
it is.
It is
It's
the
same
best.
thing every year.
It's
Yeah,
the
I'm
best
okay
2
not
days.
going.
Guess what? I get to do it for 2 days. Like, yay! I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
For me, I'm okay.
I'll
But
probably
that's
say
fine.
that day.
Okay,
I'll
so
be gone.
yeah, you're like, I'm giving birth. I
I'll
won't
be
be
gone.
I'm giving birth too.
there. Yeah.
I gave birth.
Don't you question it. Don't question it.
Yeah.
That's politically incorrect.
Yeah, you can't consider that. So we'll let you know with who's going, but if you don't, like Ileana, if you're saying I don't want to be there, that's okay this time. But typically we will, it's a part of the ALC, we will
If
be
there's
going.
room, I'll go, but, I mean, I've been there
There's,
times.
there's not room, so you
Yeah.
won't have to go. But
Right.
there's probably 3 of you sitting here, 4 of you aren't probably going to be able to go, even if you wanted to go.
We'll just rock, paper, scissors for it.
So maybe we'll pull from straws. I mean, do you guys want, anyone like really want to go, like excited about
We're
going?
gonna have any of the possible.
I don't think it's that bad.
For me, last year was my first year and I learned a lot.
Yeah, and so that would be, if you let it go again, and it was your first year last year, I recommend going. Because you've been 4 or 5 times, it's,
Like, yeah, 3 or 4 times.
yeah, it may be, okay, maybe I'll sit this one out. And
Right.
that would be great, if you've been twice now, so maybe you'll sit this one out, because you've been twice. Or unless you wanna go, then we can pull straws.
Yeah, I'm good not going, because
Okay.
I'm leaving to Mexico the next day.
So there we go. So there's 2 out.
Staying.
Ken, do you wanna go?
It doesn't matter to me.
Let me do you need any recommendation from the
We're going to,
Yeah.
so I was gonna.
We have 6
ask him
people
to
that are
stay
coming in,
and then just
so.
drive, like Uber to the airport or something.
Okay.
So I'm good, I mean, I was gonna go.
So I will
I
get you the
had to
numbers,
go.
I will get you the numbers,
So
and
we
we'll,
should build like a hologram. That's what we'll do.
yeah, make it work. Put me on there.
Some smoke or something.
You guys all need matching shirts and that'll rally it up, I think we got much.
Maybe we can work with the high school students, the ones that are working on robotics,
Yeah, we make some.
so they can help us.
That'd be cool.
to
So
develop it.
this year's theme is command, hashtag command. Remember last year was hashtag cloud or the Kelly cloud?
Yeah.
And then we did that whole thing in the cloud and you were going up, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So this year's command, hashtag command, so we need to, we come up with an idea today, obviously, we have 10, 15 minutes before we start, Maxwell. But what we could do is, it's a platform, right? Command's a platform, and each of these platforms, there's different apps that work on the platform. So I don't care how we do it, what we do it, I'm not creative at all, but my first instinct was some sort of cool platform looking thing, and then we have like the app somehow included in that, like the Connect,
Want me to get Doris in here?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah,
We only have about 10 minutes, and then we could obviously eat and go from there.
yeah, because what I have in mind is like how we can put idea together with bold point 2,
Mm-hmm.
because every step of the bold
Is
is
that-
a step. So how we can create a letter ended up with command on the top.
I like it. It's similar to what we did last year, but I like it. We did a ladder last year as well, but I'm for it. Keep telling Doris to come in, the creative mind.
What about like a video game? Like a platform, like Smash Brothers where everybody's fighting, but Command's kicking everybody off.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That's clever.
That is actually.
So Command's kicking off, cause there's this Remax one that they've rolled out called
Is there?
Boom.
But yeah, it's just like they're
And then we
falling
could be
off- they're
kicking
falling
that
off
off,
the
we
sides.
could be kicking off, Boomtown, we could be kicking off Brevity, and then
Oh, that's a
Command,
great idea.
and Command's
Have
the
them,
winner.
like flying off and everything.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That is.
We gotta somehow make that work.
I like that.
I like that idea a lot.
Cause they have like those
The platform.
floating platforms.
Yeah. I like it. Somehow we have a thing that floats and,
Yeah.
What if you had a transformer? That would be hard to make. My grandson loves
What-
it.
what if we had an Optimus
How do we
Prime?
go with a transformer with a big head that's a screen that shows this fighting going on, and then it goes at the end?
Yeah, like that would be hard to
Because
make.
that would be hard to make.
Because what if you just
That would be hard to make.
That would be hard.
Smash Brothers, like the red guy and the blue guy, is that what that
Don't
is?
Steve
Oh, that's
Stein.
nice.
No, Smash Brothers is it's like you have all the characters and they're fighting each other. So think of like a melee, like it's a fight, like a boxing fight. Yeah, yeah.
All these different characters.
Now let's eat. Let's eat while we do this, and then we'll get into Maxwell at the end. Grab some food.
Wait, tell me the 6 minutes.
Sorry.
Let's get out something.
We haven't reviewed them yet, but they're infertilely
Thank you.
Us for starting.
And John right now.
I am too.
Fine.
What were you saying?
Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, and so like having like a platform, where there's like a bunch of platforms fighting, just getting the commands is kicking everybody off.
Well, they do have those board games that have the.
Smash Bros.
All the day.
What's it called?
Rocket soccer,
Rocket soccer.
something like that, it hits the guy like.
But it can be.
That's what it looks like. It looks like rocket salt. That's what it is. But we'll put it up in the air, and then
It
like,
can even be like on a little pedestal.
Well, I mean, if you did have like a rocket soccer game, you could still find those. And one of them was labeled Kelly or
Yeah.
whatever.
well, it's,
The
no,
other
it's
was
command, and then it's,
command.
and then it's the kaboom, then it's brevity, then it's, and they're all flying off. I love it. Gosh, you're so, that's it, you're,
I don't even have to go anymore.
yeah, you're done, your part's done.
Yeah, right.
Here you go.
I'm sorry.
Like it?
We got a full price offer the first day of the market. And the clients didn't want to take it. The clients didn't want to take, well, they wanted to get more for it. Really, they wanted me to wait the weekend. We had the weekend we didn't take, and they wanted me to power a little higher. I was like, all right. So then the bar was like, no, it's higher. I'm like, well, I get it.
Well, price is great.
What price is it? 420. Obviously, there was mine was for 69, and then full price off the first day of the month.
But they had.
It's a nice neighborhood, a lot of people want.
Now it's still on the market.
This is just like.
Oh, it didn't go?
No, because buyers changed their mind. They're like, "I don't get it."
Oh. TV and somebody would just be there.
What happens when you don't listen?
Yeah, then they told me to raise the price. I'm like, that's the worst thing you can do. So I raised the price. And then they're like, oh my God, drop the price. So I dropped the price. I'm like, you guys, like, I don't know this stuff, but your house. And then they just recently.
Yeah, but that's a little break.
Like all of
So you went to
the mother's died.
the ALC meeting thing?
About 2 years ago. 3 years. Yeah, 3 years ago.
It's spicy, which I like. I like it.
I've never seen school kids sign on the wall.
That's not called for me.
I was trying to find a way, I called both the neighbors, see if I can put a sign in the front yard, hanging over the wall.
And as soon as they let it go, we're on top of it.
Texted Ferris a picture of that corner down there, where you put your net. You got a sign, I've got a sign, I've got a sign.
Oh, okay.
I hate that he puts 3 signs on the same corner. Like, I get it, it's good marketing, but it annoys me. Like, I'm gonna go chop them down. Like, you only need one.
You only need one with an arrow.
Yeah.
That's like that,
I just texted him, I was like, dude, we know, you're winning, it's okay.
I thought they were cracking down on signs with arrows.
You want this corner?
You want this corner?
They're supposed to.
Okay.
10 signs lined up.
I'm 50.
Maybe I'll.
You guys have.
Oh my God, what's he gonna do?
Let me,
So that
let me
everybody's fine.
interject real quickly for
Oh, good
the
issue,
breakfast on
yeah.
Sunday. Kenny's gonna help serve. Thomas, Bob, and we'll serve for you.
Oh, wait, I'm not serving.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna serve your people.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna send for you.
I'm serving, We're supposed to be there at 7:30, Kenny.
Oh, Lord.
Did you
Okay,
get the
they'll give
ones?
us instructions. Okay, anybody wants any tickets for the pancake breakfast?
She ordered 10.
You ordered 10
What?
Yeah?
through
was it, Sophie?
Savon?
Yeah,
No, she called me.
yeah, I called her.
Oh, okay.
And I talked, and told you.
Okay, so Savon still has her tickets. These were, I bought 10, so you can,
Well, they're
We'll
already
get
taken,
you.
it's fine too, whatever it is.
It's okay.
are you gonna serve, Eliana?
I'll serve you.
Okay, so 7:30 at Applebee's Sunday,
Yeah, Thomas, and
in the morning.
we really appreciate your support, however, because you are not serving, you can put a tip on KW
In the morning?
on a AB care.
I don't know what's Veronica's also.
I bought tickets, I didn't know if you missed one.
Yeah.
He made his donation.
Spicy ones are a lot
It's
better.
like when
I didn't even know
That's
you
good.
when you go to the
I asked you to do something for me one time, you didn't do it.
What?
You had me buy something, and I asked you to contribute something, and you didn't do it.
No, it starts at 8,
So,
it's over.
I don't
no,
think so.
I'm not tipping.
I don't
I
think
have,
I don't think so.
Okay, what?
Trust me,
think so.
Kenny, I'm sorry if it got in your phone.
I think it was the dessert auction, and you didn't buy anything.
Yes,
I don't remember what it
I
was, but
agree,
I
I
do
agree.
remember it was something, so.
no, and then
So no tip.
on the
I
different
contributed.
action, I have a lot of agents to bring dessert, and I always bring dessert. As a matter of fact, I did because I remember the last year the first year you was hit with a heart.
Oh, that's the one you bought.
That's the one I bring. And you face that it wasn't messed up, so I help you to protect your beautiful face that year. You know me, I always tell my friends, do you remember I showed to your client who went into extra with one of the properties that I showed it to him? In a holiday weekend? So no, I am very servicial, or how do you call it,
What was
servicial?
her name? Denise?
Of service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remind me when we get out there.
I
I
second.
contributed,
Forgot, I
that's all
haven't
I'm
followed
saying.
up. We talked about it last time we left here and I forgot.
I forget you.
Yeah, so remind me when we get out here and I'll call
So do
it.
you wanna talk real quick still about,
Yes, we got 10 minutes before, otherwise we're not gonna watch
John was
Maxwell.
talking about that?
I love the idea of, I think if we could figure out a way to make that work, I think it's great.
Okay.
Did you have another idea? It sounded like you were gonna say more.
No, if you give me an idea, then I could
Those
look,
ideas.
I could look up things that we could incorporate or how to make it happen.
Cool.
We could do that.
What about like a bunch of Gucci, shoes, platform shoes?
Are you
That
gonna
goes
sponsor?
by.
They'll never make it to the table.
What's the budget?
What's the budget, right?
What's the budget?
Nothing. For Gucci shoes?
so the theme is
Yeah, Gucci
hashtag
shoes,
command.
no,
Huh?
no budget for
Hashtag
The
Gucci.
theme is hashtag command.
Okay.
It is a command.
I got some strawberries, but.
So Command will be on a platform, Command will be a person somehow, and he'll be kicking the butt out of all the other platforms.
So he's a superhero?
Zillow, no, he's a fighter, think of like a boxing ring. They'll
Okay.
be up on a boxing ring and the Brivity will be kicked off, the Zillow will be kicked off, the Redfin will be kicked off, and Command will be the champion.
Okay, I see.
And it'll be like, yeah, it'll be on a platform up high.
Okay.
Like
But you're saying like a game, right?
Well, that's the game, it's like a melee, it's like a fighting
Like a
game.
fighting game,
Uh-huh.
okay.
what game is it, Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Smash Brothers, yeah.
I have to look into that, what's Smash Brothers?
You guys have never played Smash Brothers?
My
Oh.
boys have it.
I'm not even.
Smash Brothers. What's the one where you knock the block off?
Yeah, that's what it is basically.
The rock and sock
Rock
game.
and sock 'em robot.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's virtual.
Was that what I was talking about? Red and the Witch?
Yeah.
Maybe that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we could
gotta
incorporate
put
some
their
lights,
heads
maybe
back.
actual gaming lights. It looks
Hey.
like an actual game, like an actual.
Do they always have a big video screen?
Yeah, like a video game.
Like a platform.
Yeah.
And then there's.
Like a
Yeah.
projector?
You can bring a
Well,
little
I think
TV.
our contribution
I
be
don't know, like a
digital.
wire with like, just like the name of
Mhm.
the stuff like flying, going off or something.
I have a little
wire
TV.
just sticking out of there that they can, that kick out of there.
Yeah.
Give them the
That'd
thumb
be
drive
cool.
and let them play it
That'd be so cool.
for us, or
And then maybe we
give
can
us the
incorporate like
controls,
the lights
like
to see like
30%.
that. Mhm.
Right, like, it's a
Yeah.